Alright, before we get to videoing and reviewing, I do want to thank the sponsor of this video. This video is brought to you by Sony's A5000 Dolby Atmos soundbar. The next level of audio immersion, but with the optional subwoofer and surround speakers. Now you're leveling up. The optional subwoofer and rear speakers uses 360 spatial sound mapping. The system maps out the room and the speaker positioning, allowing you to place the rear speakers in the most convenient location. And I do mean convenient. The rear speakers have a rechargeable battery, making them wireless. Keep them plugged in if you want, or when they have that charge, you put them anywhere. No speaker wires going anywhere. I like that. They connect easily with Bluetooth, and I do mean easily. It's pretty plug and play. All of this I bring to you in the name of that life's journey, that quest to achieve that theatrical audio experience at home. Just because you watch movies at home doesn't mean you should have to compromise. Bring that theatrical experience home with you, I say. So click the link below to check out the A5000 soundbar and optional expanded system. Save yourself $300 on Sony's A5000 soundbar. And now, do you remember when a Disney animated feature film was an event? I sure do. So Wish is Disney's new animated feature film, also the film that's going to celebrate 100 years of Disney. Which means, yes, this is what happens when a company that has no idea what people want sets out to give people what they, the company, think the people want. Our main character, Asha, resides in a kingdom that's ruled by this sorcerer king named... what's his name? Magnifico! I was like, what's his name? Orgasmo? It's not that. Magnifico collects the dreams of the masses with the promise that he might grant one of the wishes one day. I appreciate that the movie shows intermittent reinforcement is a very effective tool of manipulation, which is actually a really solid Disney allegory that I feel like they accidentally made. Because that is why the people who keep watching Disney animated movies keep watching Disney animated movies. Maybe one day it'll come true. Maybe one day it will be as good as it once was, and well, that hope keeps people engaged. She wishes upon a star. That star becomes one of the Lumas from Mario, and now she's on a quest to essentially expose the fraud that's running the kingdom, which on paper sounds solid. Now, the art style of this animation I thought was creative in concept. Anyway, it's this animated style that looks like it throws back to hand-drawn animation, but is done on a computer. With the conversation of this film of, oh, Wish is coming out in the year of Disney celebrating 100 years, felt that is a creative way, conceptually speaking, to celebrate that. That said, it's all about how you put it in motion for your animated feature film. And put in motion, a lot of this movie feels dull, boring, bland, and lifeless, to be honest with you. In a world of bland, forgettable characters in this film, I felt Chris Pine as Magnifico. I thought he was fun. He's pretty mustache twirly villain. It's overcooked a little bit. His animation it's more emotive, it's more expressive in that exaggerated way than anyone else in the film. Everyone else is kind of like, okay, yeah, I talk like this. Magnifico's animated 90s villain, all like, yes, but what do you want? Felt like Magnifico and the rest of the movie were pulled from two very different decades, but the point is, that was the character that was the most fun. I mean, villains are usually a little more fun. Also, the support characters. I do not remember a single name. If we're looking at Disney-themed buddies, you have a little goat who talks, and like I said, a little star that becomes a Luma from Mario. I like the little goat to a point. Any dog owner's gonna be like, that reminds me of my dog. And then the goat starts talking. And as much as we all love Alan Tudyk, just wasn't as interesting to me. I liked the fact that I got what the goat was feeling when he wasn't even talking. That is a strength of Disney's past, having characters who don't talk, but you still know what they're feeling. The little Luma star doesn't talk. Maybe they felt they needed one of the little buddy creatures to talk, though I would use Carpet and Abu, two characters who didn't talk, who were in the same movie, as a counterexample. Well, to be fair, Abu kind of talked. Granted, you had Robin Williams as the genie. That's not a side character. That's Robin Williams making it his movie. Didn't help that the jokes didn't land.
Oh, good find, Valentino.
My butt found it.
Devil's advocate, this movie's not made for me, it's made for children. Counter argument, when I was a kid eating up Disney animations, my parents loved them too. That's the difference between a movie that's made for kids and made for families including adults. But it all really does boil down to, do you have a synergy in your film? Do you feel the connection with the side characters and the main character? Do they feel like friends or family? Her boring group of friends, I will call them useless. More importantly, I didn't feel the friendship. They were buddies. You know the difference. There are people we know in our lives, those friends that you can count the number on one hand, and you are friends to the end. Then there are those people, you know, friendly acquaintances that you describe as buddies. You know, like, oh yeah, a buddy told me. That's what this group of friends feels like. It's the buddies, the people that maybe she'll know a year from now, maybe she won't. But I myself, when watching a movie like this, I would like to at least feel a deeper connection than that. At this point, I just feel like a couple years from now, they're all going to lose contact and their lives will be no better or worse for it. And it being a Disney animated adventure, has its music. I mean, the music's fine. One song in particular I felt stood out among the other ones. It just had a good beat. It had good drums. The rest of it was, you know, it was all right. No one's gonna go out of their way to be like, I fucking need the soundtrack. It's what happens with the convenience of Spotify. Maybe you'll listen to it on a streaming service for free or something. But ask yourself, would you really pay money for the soundtrack? No one's gonna do that. Also with member berries. You have all those member berries. You think Disney and South Park are in cahoots? You think Disney's like, hey, we'll do content, you talk about it, in turn we'll get us in the chatter of people online? Like, do you think they're working together? You think Disney's trying really hard to validate South Park? Because my God, you would think there's an effort there. Case in point, the member berries in this movie. You see references and characters from Disney movies of the past. Maybe if that wasn't the norm in entertainment right now, I'd be seeing it through different lenses. Maybe I would think it was a fun celebration, but at this point, it's so overdone, I'm just sick of it. And it again shows the mindset of what is celebration for Disney in 2023. For such a celebration, you know, that conversation being a big part of the marketing of the movie, I would think you would want to make an animated adventure that is peak, that shows why you've been around for 100 years. Not references to the movies of the past, and that's that. This movie feels like it was written by Disney cheating off of its own test. Like it's the day of, the essay's due at 0 hour, but Disney didn't do the homework. So current Disney has to cheat off of the essay of past Disney, but has to put it in their own words, you know, so they don't get caught for plagiarism. Also, current Disney doesn't understand the heart and soul of that kind of passion, so it just comes across as robotic. It didn't feel like a celebration of 100 years of Disney. It felt like a celebration of the 100th year of Disney. And that's what it is, a very safe, very sterile adventure, sprinkled with member berries that most anybody can watch, but no one's gonna love. I'm not gonna remember it in T-1 day. Yep, already forgot. All right, so Wish, have you seen it? Are you gonna see it? Or what's your favorite Disney animated adventure? Whatever it is, whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.